This is not a kid-friendly show.
What's going on, guys? So I thought I'd do another one of these kind of mind of large gats types of videos where I just talk, nothing important is going to be happening on screen, so you just escape or whatever you want to do while you listen to what I have to say. So nothing interesting, like I said, is going to happen on screen. Just listen and you can give me your feedback afterwards. Okay, so I just wanted to follow up on that whole unfinished business stuff that we have going on, because I just did a live stream not so long ago regarding it, and there were some things that had me, had a cause for concern, or just made me think a little bit. And part of me, like the things they say, especially when it comes to like the things that we voted highest on, the responses we've got, I was like, it's got me in two different ways, man. Like, I feel like two different people when I have to think of these kinds of things. In the sense that part of me is like, I just want to lash out and be reactive and just, vent my frustration. And then another part of me is like, Gats, chill, boy. Hey, fall back, analyze, think about what's going on and try to see things from their perspective, because a lot of frustrations come from jumping to assumptions and conclusions about what goes on in the Jagex office, basically. And I'll elaborate on what I mean by both of those two versions of myself. But what has sparked this is, like, for example, the bank rework is essentially put on hold. It's not even being worked on whatsoever, at least not to any degree that you would expect it to be worked on, being voted so highly on the poll. In fact, it was the first thing voted on, and we've heard about it for so long now. But they said, at least their explanation is that they've hit technical limitations, or not necessarily limitations, but hurdles that they are difficult to overcome, and they are actually hiring more developers or code designers, whatever may have you, in attempt to overcome this or get the man hours needed to produce the bank rework in a timely manner or something like that. So my initial reaction, obviously, the reactive part of me is like, well, what the fuck? We've been waiting for so long. Why the hell is this not even coming into the game yet? Why have you not put more manpower into this sooner, etc., whatever may have you? And then another part of me is like, you don't really know shit about coding. You don't know how difficult this may be. You don't even know what it's like in the office. You don't know the conditions or whatever they have to go under, or what they have to deal with in terms of this type of work. So quit imposing your own frustrations on them when you don't know the whole story. And I think that's a huge part of it. We don't know the whole story. And I guess, I would want more transparency. And then again, I'm thinking the more transparent they are, they're tweeting at us, making videos, explaining what they're doing. How do they ever have time to get anything done? So it's, double-edged sword. Either way, you're going to come out losing something at some point. So that's where my mindset is on the whole thing. I really want a lot of these things done, just like any one of you would. And I understand that some of these things, the way they explain them does seem like they're just twiddling their thumbs and not doing shit, dickering around in the office and not getting things done. It comes off from our perspective that way because we've heard about these updates for so long, and that is to their fault to a degree, because they did say that they talked about updates way sooner than they ever did, like when they were like early conceptual things before they even came into any type of production level. They've let us know about things like ideas. Like, letting us know about ideas almost puts false promises to the players, making us think, oh, these things are being developed, when in fact they're just ideas. And that's where they're at fault. They admit they're at fault multiple times in live streams, etc., since this whole unfinished business began. So I'm not really too, holding it against them, I guess. They know where they've wronged us, and they are aiming to fix that. So at least that is taken care of, or at least being taken care of in the process. So we're dealing with the repercussions of that, and that snowballed into what we're dealing with right now, where we got a whole bunch of updates that are large in size that we do want to come into the game, but have had little to no production done with them. Another one being the mining and smithing rework. It's almost gonna be completely shelved entirely. I can see it, because they pulled that they want to do a smaller update to the mining smithing for high level players. This is like the 70 plus band of levels, 70 through 99, where it's something similar to the overload thing, where we have to keep doing something with smithing that'll aid us in combat. It's mining and smithing specifically. But they pulled that, and most people wanted that. And while that is a really good update and will really help mining and smithing, smithing, it's not an overhaul, and they admit that it's not a rework of the skill of the caliber that we were expecting from the jump. It's not a crunching of the level bands down to match the armor or the defense levels to wear those tiers. It's not that. It's just almost an add-on. And they said if they go forward with this add-on, again, they're gonna, they're gonna ease us into it. They're gonna propose it in developer blogs and then give us an idea of what it entails before they even ask us if we want it in the game. So this is all just preliminary at this point. But assuming that all goes through and everybody likes it, whatever may have you, and it ends up in the game, they said that crunching the level bands and all that extra stuff that we expected from the rework is going to get moved very far down on the priority list. We're talking like it probably never may come to fruition, knowing how Jagex is. So if we do vote on this new style with this overload style, whatever is going to come into the game, if this is what you guys want, just know that you are probably forfeiting a rework for a very long time. For the foreseeable future, that's definitely for sure. And I don't know how I feel about that. I do not know. Like, I'm torn. Like, I would like to see that work or that overload style thing come into the game, but I would have wanted that to be with a rework. Although, I mean, like I said, I'm really torn. I don't even know how to articulate it properly because part of me just wants the whole thing to be done from proper. Again, this just stems from we've known it for so long, so my brain thinks they've been working on this for so long, but in fact, they haven't done next to anything. Like, almost next to no progress. All the things I've covered in mining and smithing in the reworks, what we've seen in those developer blogs or those conceptual, whatever you call them, the design documents, all those things that I've showed or I've covered in those things never took flight. Those were just ideas, again, that they never did any amount or very little. I don't want to say any, I don't really know what degree, but very little amount of work in terms of the time span that we've been expecting these things to be worked on. Very little has been done in that time span. So knowing that and knowing that they said when the overload or if the overload thing comes into the game for mining and smithing, they've fully let us know that that means that the rest of the mining and smithing rework as we know it drops very low on the priority list. That is concerning nonetheless. That aside, yes, I do really appreciate that if we do get this into the game, the whole making mining and smithing, the higher bands viable for people beyond 99, etc., and it's going to have some kind of benefit to in-game combat or whatever. I will really appreciate that update also. It's not to say, I'm not like saying my disappointment for not having a mining smithing rework as a whole, my disappointment for that doesn't devalue my enjoyment or what I will enjoy for having this small subsection of the rework into the game. So I'm still going to be very happy to have this. So don't let my my previous rant about not having the full thing make you think that I'm going to be sour about just having that. I'll be happy to have that, but I just do wish it was in the overhaul, like it was encased in the whole rework itself. Still going to really enjoy it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so frustrated. Like I said, it just stems from that huge frustration of them revealing to us ideas and not clarifying that those are just ideas and making us think this so far along that they were in development this whole time when in fact or next to nothing was being done. That kind of thing is beyond frustrating, and I just hope they don't do this in the future. Looks like they understand their mistakes and they are working to correct that, so that is good at least. But yeah, love to hear your thoughts. If you want more like this, then just let me know. I'm more than happy to just give you my thoughts and vent. It's actually kind of therapeutic in a way. Anyways, not much to say more. I'ma head out, dogs. Appreciate you watching. I'm out. Peace.